The rides at Walt Disney World are sometimes broken. But what if we told you that the budgets are so broken that Disney World might not be able to pay for the repairs? Why would we say that? Well, because it now appears that Disneyland got a sweetheart deal where Disney Plus footed the bill and paid for their Rise of the Resistance Star Wars ride cannons to start firing again. Today we'll tell you why Disney World just can't win and won't be funded again by the House of Mouse. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure truly to have you joining us, the highest IQ audience on the webs. You'd better believe it, and you're one of them. Folks, as we get ready to get started, be the gigawatts we need, click the like button, and we will bring you the truth you need from the happiest, but maybe brokest place on earth. Dark Libby at Theme Park Dirk has this one. Says, I will bet money that the reason Disneyland's Rise of the Resistance cannons got fixed and WDW is still waiting, let me say it again, Disney World is still waiting, is that Disney Plus, rather than Disney Experiences, actually paid for it. Let's talk about this. What are we referring to? Well, the giant cannons, one of the main effects in Rise of the Resistance, the big ride at Disneyland and Disney World, they have not been working. They've been broken after just a very short amount of time of operation. And people say, why don't you fix it? It's obvious how to fix it. It might be expensive, but it's obvious. Disneyland fixed theirs. Disney World did not fix theirs. And now people are catching on to what really went on. And that is they filmed inside of Disneyland's Rise of the Resistance for a Disney Plus show. And now people think that Disney Plus had the money. But apparently, despite Disney being a theme park company that depends on people going to the theme parks to survive, it's like the domestic parks are half of their total profits. Disney's not giving the budget, apparently, to upkeep their attractions to such a degree that streaming has to come in and say, oh, you poor things. Do you need money? Do you need money to fix your cute little wide? Well, we'll help you out because we're going to film for your thing. Tim at Inferno Barge says, as far as I know, they've known how to fix the cannons as far back as 2022. They needed the budget. It was a timing thing where it was getting off by fractions of a second and compounding over the day. My, oh my, what a horrible day that Disney parks can't keep their ride going and have to beg a different segment of the company that is hemorrhaging money. Ron, I want to go to you first. Is this not bizarre that the parks, which have been the profit generator for the entire deal, that they're having to beg, borrow, and steal from other divisions to do maintenance?
Well, first of all, maintenance of the parks has been just horrible lately. But when I saw this, that this was on Disney Plus last night, in my mind, it immediately came, they're competing with YouTubers for POV videos now on Disney Plus. I mean, what? That's all this is. It's not a special. It is not a special. When you click on it, it is a POV of the ride without any other guests on it. It's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen on a streaming platform. This is different than like perhaps showing a celebrity or superstar in front of a fireworks show, which they've done that before, or a special filmed in the parks. This is literally just a POV video, just like you would see on YouTube, which made me think, is Disney Plus that scared of YouTube competition that they put this on there? So the fact that they not only put this on there, but would have spent the budget from Disney Plus to fix the ride for a POV video on Disney Plus makes me think that this company is beyond desperate for attention, for help, for I don't know what it is, but it's so unprecedented to see anything like this from the Disney company.
It's wild that the guests are not enough, right? A guest experience is not enough. Instead, it's because, oh, well, we're going to put this on Disney Plus, so we've got to fix the ride now. We weren't going to fix it before. Now, I'm speculating to some degree, but there's something going on when Disneyland suddenly has theirs work just in time for a Disney Plus POV video, and Disney World still doesn't get it. Like, this is wild. Kevin, I'm sorry. They act like they're a tiny, itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny company that can't pay to change the light bulbs unless it's going to make them look bad.
This isn't this isn't a mom and pop where you are scraping for every penny and nickel to meet payroll every week or 2 weeks. This is the freaking Walt Disney Company. They waste money on absolute nonsense, but don't seem to want to put the money in where it's needed. And again, this has been going on for decades. I also think that we really should be calling into question, why exactly is it that the portion of the company that generates the most money and the most money consistently isn't being reinvested in, and why is the rest of the company so reliant on it without anybody calling into question these exorbitant expenditures? Because this company just loves to burn money. This is bad behavior is exactly why they're going to spend the next 15 to 18 years eating Epic Universe's dust. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And like Ron said, and now you're competing with YouTubers for POV shots out of sheer desperation. I don't know how we haven't seen. I do not know how upper management, how no one has reenacted the Red Wedding with the amount of people who need to lose their jobs in that company.
I also don't see what the point of a POV is from Disney, because it's basically saying, here, we'll shoot this ride professionally. You don't have to ride it. You don't have to spend the money it takes to get on here. Just watch Disney Plus for $5 or $3 or whatever it is they're discounted to that month. Jonas, what's the strategy here?
I have to think that, well, first of all, this is not the first point of view that has been released by the Disney company. The other one was released on social media, and it was for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and they were roasted in the comments and by people who love Disney. They were even going after them for that POV. So, Ron, is this a locked camera just at the front of the ride, or they actually do a multicam thing, or are they moving that thing within the ride?
Multicam. Yeah, this looks like a Hollywood produced POV, not like the one they did for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It makes me think that they maybe are testing the waters or something, but also this could be in response to Epic Universe opening again, another kind of sly under the table response to show, hey, we have this big giant cool Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. When you've been on the Rise of the Resistance, sorry, that came.
We're going to ride. Listen, we're riding Tiana's. We can't ride Rise of the Resistance, but you go ahead and talk, and we're riding this sucker.
when you ride Rise of the Resistance, once you've been on it maybe 2 or 3 times, I've been on it several times, and I don't care to ride it anymore because it's kind of boring, honestly. The only cool thing about it is a part that they shuffle you through, and that is the big room with the stormtroopers, and that is why you see that in every picture that's advertising Rise of the Resistance. But they literally shuffle you through that room as quickly as they can get you out. You don't get to experience anything about it, and it's again, it is a sort of a wasted experience. I'm more looking forward to going on the Monsters ride at Universal again, because there's so much coming at you. Like, you have the audio animatronics or animatronics, whatever they're calling them now, in that ride, the new Monsters ride at Epic Universe. It is so amazing, and there's so many of them. I want to say there's 15 or 20 in there, but it feels like you've got Frankenstein coming at you, the Mummy coming at you, you've got Werewolf, there's a Creature from the Black Lagoon, and they're all moving. They look like almost like they're real actors, but they're animatronic figures. Universal has done something that is truly brand new or on the forefront of technology with the new park, and I don't see that this is going to compete, because again, after a while, it's like, oh, it's very cool the first time. Don't get me wrong, Rise of the Resistance is pretty cool the first time, especially if everything's working properly. But once you've been through it a couple times, you're like, yeah.
Now,
you did ask me a little bit about what the strategy was, and I'm not qualified to talk about Rise of the Resistance. So I brought on my representation on this matter, Mr. Vash Sky.
Vash, what is going on? Why does Disneyland have one that's working? And is it because Disney Plus felt sorry for them and said, "Oh, you little theme park, we'll pay for your maintenance"?
Yeah, it's quite strange, because Disneyland's version of Rise of the Resistance actually opened later than Disney World's version of Rise of Resistance. So it's a little bit of a strange thing there where both rides don't necessarily sync up. And I've also seen some problems when it comes to audio animatronics and maintaining of certain effects and so forth at the Walt Disney World version that isn't consistent at the Disneyland version. It's quite bizarre. I don't know if they have power issues or power fluctuations over there at Walt Disney World. I'm not quite sure, but I can tell you that this isn't necessarily unheard of at Walt Disney World. They are always looking for others to foot the bill for a lot of Walt Disney World and what they do.
That's what Drunk 3PO is saying as well. You guys are in simpatico right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've heard several stories where Disneyland wanted to do something and Walt Disney World didn't. So, I mean, they just never end up doing it, or they wanted Disneyland to foot the majority of the bill, and Disneyland didn't want to do that. So no parks actually benefited from it. This happens all the time, and I really don't quite understand why, because Walt Disney World is the revenue driver when it comes to the theme park division. You would think that they would, want that place looking as spick and span as possible. You would think that they would be okay with footing the bill when it came to a large plethora of things that they could possibly do for that resort, but they don't.
No, Vash, it's because it's at Disneyland, you have return after return after return of locals. Disney World is more big time. This is our one time in a generation kind of vacations. And so they don't care. They trick you with commercials. They make it look great. And then when you get there, you say, wait a minute, this isn't what I remember from 20 years ago. They're not taking care of this anymore.
I would say, what happened to all lights blink and all horses jump? How did you fall so far from this? It was the man's personal edict.
Yep. Well, I'm going to throw in, Vash is doing a fine job here, but I'm going to bring in some more representation on this matter here. Please welcome my good friend, Jay from the Drunk 3PO channel.
Sorry, I'm not on camera. But
no, it's better that way.
I'm only on here because Vash is here. That's the only thing. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry. No.
Just a real quick, great show, by the way. Thank you for the link. I really appreciate it. Is something to be looking at in the near future is the vlogger situation. And speaking to some people that I know inside not only Universal but Disney, is that it's getting a little out of control, a little out of hand. And now vloggers are specifically going to Disney parks, Universal parks, to simply find a piece of trash on the ground and doing a video on it saying, hey, look how bad the park is. It's all parks, SeaWorld, everything. So because they know it gets views, gives you money. And so there was apparently, this is just a rumor or whatever, but they were saying like they were going to start a division of their own vloggers for each of the parks. I know at Epic Universe they weren't allowing filming to a certain point until after Universal got on all the rides and filmed their POV of the rides to release first before the vloggers were allowed to release some of the rides. I don't know if they released them or not, but that's what was going on. I was actually there when the filming crew was setting up on Stardust Racers and others. So like I don't know what they're doing with that footage. Maybe they just used it for a commercial, but they were just saying like the vloggers are getting out of control because when they do a special event, it's just the vloggers that show up. So it's not like there's more vloggers that show up than like regular people, which is if you look up theme park vloggers, there's a ton. I mean, they're everywhere. So on almost every single day, someone's live at a different theme park. Any park you want to watch, you just got to type it in and they're there.
Well, Jay, that the adults only Space Lounge at Spaceship Earth that they're opening the bar, they're bragging because it's sold out for however long, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be bloggers and vloggers, for weeks.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm crazy and I'm cantankerous, but I wouldn't mind a no filming in the parks rule on most days.
The vlogging community has become very contentious over there at Disneyland specifically because, well, you have a pretty robust community, as 75% of the annual visitation of the Disneyland Resort is made up of locals who come within 250 miles of that theme park. So there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of infighting amongst that community. And I know Disney would like to not have that. My position has always been you should have maybe like a vlogger has, in which you have a code of conduct attached to that, and then that gives you certain privileges, but only contingent on what guidelines Disney actually provides for you. But speaking to that, though, I mean, it is sad to see that these parks be mismanaged in this way, and especially to go off of Pro's earlier point about, once in a lifetime visitation versus regular visitation. Once in a lifetime should be even more of an impetus to put on the best show possible. Instead, they use it as an excuse to dumb down the experience, and that's a shame.
That's right. But folks, we can tell you one thing. We're going to be following this, paying attention to it, and we'll let you know when Disney's version, Disney World that is, when their version of Rise of the Resistance is fixed. We'll be there to give them the applause they need, but don't hold your breath for the Yeti. As ever, folks, we endeavor to have a good time here on the Pro Channel, and I have to say that spending time with you, talking about things that truly matter, like the stories that shape our lives and our culture, well, it is the ride of a lifetime to steal from Bob Iger. And that's the only thing we'll steal from Bob because he has great security around his yacht. Folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts. We would love to hear from you. And folks, worry not, for more content is still on the way. 3 or 4 times a day. Let's do 4. I think that's better. And you know what? Don't forget that the Pro Show is live Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern. You can also join us for our Friends on That Park Place, our partner program. We have a good time there too. Folks, until the next time we get the opportunity to have a good time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
Right. So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. I mean, she's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.